Hello, Nola.
Okay? Hi, Katie. Is it okay if I see Quint now?
Yes, we're all very pleased with his progress.
Oh, good. I'm anxious to see him.
He's been one of our most cooperative patients.
Oh, good. I'll tell her so. See you.
Yep.
Oh, hello, Nola. Please don't rush off. You and I have to talk.
Well, I'm kind of in a hurry.
Well, this won't take but a minute. You and I have a great deal to discuss.
Well, all right. But like I said, I'm kind of in a hurry.
That's all right. This will be very quick. I just want to ask you one question. Why did you let my father in to see Mr. McCord before anybody else?
Well, I don't know if that's any of your business, really.
Of course it's my business. Anything to do with my father is my business. He has a serious heart condition. I don't want anybody doing anything to aggravate his condition.
Well, I hardly think seeing Quentin would aggravate his condition, but I would never do anything to hurt your father.
No, of course not. Not consciously, at least, but you still haven't answered my question. Why did you let my father in to see Mr. McCord before anybody else?
Well, he's become a friend of the family, you see. And, I mean, he was at the hospital just about the whole time, you know, when I was sick and then when Stacy was sick. And he's been here about the whole time since Quentin's been in the hospital. He's been with my mom, you know.
I'm very touched.
And, when Stacy was christened, he gave us a very, large check. And then at her first birthday party, he was also very generous to her.
My father's always generous to those less fortunate than himself.
I think you should be grateful to have a father like him.
I am grateful.
Well, so am I, and that's when Dr. Marler said that Quentin was allowed to see more, you know, have more visitors. I thought, well, it'd be nice to let Mr. Chamberlain in, you know, kind of a way to show him how special he's become to my family.
That's very sweet of you. But I don't believe you for a minute, so why don't you just drop all this gratitude business and tell me the real reason?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I always thought you were brighter than that.
I gotta go now. Yeah.
Fine. You just go right ahead. I'll ask Quentin myself.
I don't think you should go to his room, really.
I don't see why I should be barred from his room when you let my father go see him.
Well, you see, Dr. Marler said that he shouldn't be bothered by people who upset him. And so he's only allowed to have one visitor at a time, and I'm going to see him now.
Fine. Go right ahead. I'll wait. I've got plenty of time.
Look, Vanessa, I told you the real reason that your father was allowed to see Quentin.
And I told you that I don't believe you.
Well, that's up to you, but I'm going to go see Quentin now.
Good. Go ahead. I'll be right here when you get out.
You may have to wait a long time.
I'll wait. Say hello to Quentin for me. Tell him I'll be seeing him soon.
How's Anastasia?
Oh, she's fine. She misses you.
I miss her. I miss both of you. The house isn't much of a home since you've left.
Oh. Well, how are you feeling today?
Well, I feel stronger every day.
Do you think you feel strong enough to have us back in the house?
Do you really mean you want to come home?
Yeah. But I'm going to take care of everything, all the moving, and I just want you to get better.
Nola, there are things I want to talk to you about. I promised to talk to you about them before, and I feel that we must...
Yeah, well, really, it doesn't matter anymore. I mean, it just doesn't matter. I love you, and you love me, and I mean, that's all that matters.
Nola, you left because I wasn't open with you about these problems, and until we discuss them, the problems won't be resolved. They'll still be there.
I know that, but we will talk about that. But right now, Dr. Marler said that you have to be quiet and that you have to rest so you can get better.
But Nola, now listen.
Now, wait a minute. You think I'm tough now? Just wait till we get home, okay?
All right. I'll be a model patient.
All right. You know, I think I'm going to talk to Dr. Marler about cutting down on your visitors. You know, people that bother you shouldn't be in here. People that upset you. And I think I'm going to start with Vanessa Chamberlain.
Is Vanessa Chamberlain here?
Yeah, she was out at the nurse's station, but I told her that you could only have one visitor at a time.
Well, did she leave?
No. She said she'd had to see you, and if she had to wait all day, that's what she was going to do. But I said that she wouldn't have
Really?
to.
No, I don't understand why you're making such a fuss over an innocent social visit.
I I thought I told you that he could only have one visitor at a time.
He looks fine to me.
Perhaps it would be better if you returned.
Oh, this is only going to take a minute.
I'm going to call him, nurse.
Good, then I can have a moment alone with Mr. McCord.
I think it's best if you left and you came back.
Do you? Well, I'll leave just as soon as someone tells me why Nola let my father in to see you before
I already
anybody
told
else.
you the reason why.
I do not believe that Nola has to answer to you for anything.
Well, someone had better give me an answer because I'm not leaving this
Here,
room.
wait a minute. Hey! Vanessa, what are you doing in this room?
I told her that he's only allowed to have one visitor at a time.
And I told you that I am not leaving here until
All right, let's just settle down, all of you, huh? Now, may I speak to you outside? Vanessa? Now, would you mind telling me just what the hell you think you're doing in there?
Well, I was just trying to visit a sick
Cause
friend.
trouble.
I was doing no such thing.
Nola, I told you that Quint is still a very sick man, and I will not have him upset.
Tell that to Miss Chamberlain.
And Vanessa, I think for the time being, it'd be best if you refrain from visiting Mr. McCord again.
Well, I don't see why I should be penalized for visiting someone who's sick and needs his friends.
Because obviously your visits upset him, and I will not jeopardize the health of my patient. Now, I'm going back in there to examine him. Can I leave you two out here alone? If not, I will ask you to leave. When I'm finished with the examination, you can go back in, Nola.
Well, how is it?
Much better than I expected. I told you to take it easy. I told you I didn't want you getting excited or upset about anything. In fact, I'm thinking about restricting visitors into this room altogether.
I would rather you didn't do that, Dr. Marler, unless you thought it was absolutely necessary. I enjoy having certain visitors.
Especially Nola.
Yes, and others that are close to me.
How about Vanessa Chamberlain? Nola seems to think that she upsets you. From what I've seen, I have to agree.
I have no objections to Vanessa Chamberlain visiting me.
But I do.
All right. All right. But would you please send Nola back in?
All right. You just remember what I said.
Yes, yes, I remember. I won't overdo it.
So how did Vanessa find out what room he was in?
I have no idea. Is Justin still in with Quint?
Yeah, he asked me to wait out here.
You want to wait in the cafeteria? I can let you know when he comes out.
No, that's okay. I don't think they'll be too long. Hi,
Hey,
Tony.
Kate, no?
Susie. Hi. Hi.
You're not with Quint.
Dr. Marler's with him.
Are there any problems?
I don't think so.
Is he allowed to see visitors?
Yeah, I want to take Susie in and introduce her.
Well, we'll have to wait and see what Dr. Marler says.
Oh.
Justin, I demand that I be let back in to see Mr. McCord.
I'm sorry, Vanessa, but I'm afraid that's not possible.
Why isn't it possible?
Because I have left instructions with the nurses that for the rest of Mr. McCord's stay here at this hospital, you are not to be allowed in his room.
I protest this treatment.
I'm sorry, but I will not allow my patient to be harassed.
Harassed? Well, just see if the chief of staff sees things your way.
He might, but in case you don't remember, Ed is on his honeymoon and he has placed me in charge. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to get back to work.
How's Quinn?
He's fine, but I don't want to repeat that scene I walked in on earlier.
Well, that won't happen as long as Vanessa stays away.
I told her that she was not allowed back in Quint's room.
Can I go in now?
Yes, in fact, he asked me to send you back there.
Oh, do you mind if I go in first? Just have a couple minutes alone?
Of course.
No, go
All
ahead.
right.
Just don't tire him out, Nola.
I won't.
Dr. Marler, would it be okay if Susie comes in with me? Quint never met her before. I want to...
Well, normally we only allow one visitor in at a time, but yeah, I suppose it's all right.
Thanks.
My. 3 visitors at one time. How we bend hospital rules.
See you later.